Meera Shankar is a former Indian ambassador to the United States and brings first-hand experience navigating the complexities of India-US ties. Welcome to DW. Ambassador, can you imagine India starting to wean itself off Russian oil anytime soon?
Not immediately, certainly, and especially not under public threat. I think for Indians that becomes very difficult because I think we pride ourselves on our own national self-respect. And so I think that I don't see this happening anytime in the immediate future. Also, for the West, if you recall, when the war with Ukraine broke out, actually Europe, to reduce its dependence on Russian energy supplies, began getting supplies from traditional suppliers who had hitherto exported to India. And India was actually encouraged by the previous US administration to buy Russian oil. Mm-hmm. So we violated no sanctions. There were no sanctions on Russian energy exports. There was a price cap, and we've adhered to the price cap. So suddenly to be told that, why are you doing this, when it was with the complete understanding of the previous US administration, and also to ensure that India had a steady and cheap source of energy supply at a time when the world was facing a series of shortages of oil as well as fertilizer. And this helped to stabilize global oil prices at a very difficult time.
Okay.
Today, if we look at it, China imports $10 billion worth of Russian oil more than India. That was in 2024. And it still continues to be the largest exporter. So obviously, there are different standards for different countries. And that appears to us very unreasonable and unfair. And if you look at the principle that the West has been espousing in Ukraine, that any country has the right to choose. After all, what Putin was saying was Ukraine should remain neutral, should not become a member of NATO. It should give us guarantees of that there will be neutrality. And the West was saying every country has a right to choose. So then that should apply to India too. Then why the sanctions?
Ambassador, can you explain, though, why India is sticking with Russian oil and weapons now, when economists tell me it has regional options? It has other options as well as the US to buy from.
Yes, but not under threat and not under sanctions.
So losing face is something that's more important than losing lives when it comes to the Ukrainian situation. I mean, this is propping up the Russian effort in Ukraine.
Well, I think, Europe still trades more with Russia than India does. Last year, I think it was $67 billion. So is the EU shoring up Russia's war effort? The US also has bought $3 billion worth of goods from Russia, including palladium, including uranium hexafluoride, and so on, fertilizers, chemicals, and so on. So are they shoring up the Russian war effort? Certainly, Russia is earning more from the EU today than it is from India.
Well, let's talk about another topic, farm subsidies, also a bone of contention between the US and India. And let's listen into what the Prime Minister had to say about that.
The interests of our farmers is our top priority. India will never compromise on the interests of its farmers, livestock owners, and fishermen, our brothers and sisters.
So never compromise is basically the stance on both of those topics, Russian business and farm subsidies. Is that the right strategy in this situation?
India was talking to the US, if you recall. We were the first actually to begin talks with the US. And we've been talking right till recently, and another round of talks is scheduled in August. I don't think we want a confrontation with the US. We didn't seek it. You know, we are WTO compliant. Please understand the international system. India has not violated its commitments in the WTO. Our tariffs are compliant with the WTO. Now, suddenly you have a country which is absolutely putting the WTO on its head. So who's violating the WTO? Mm-hmm. Yes, we can talk, and we have always wanted to talk. We have always wanted to find, sensible solutions which take into interest the core concerns of both sides. Mm-hmm. I mean, look at Europe. Europe has not opened up agriculture, neither in the WTO nor with the US. It still has bans.
You've warned Can I just bring up one thing? You've warned that too much flexibility only risks emboldening further American demands, but at the moment it doesn't sound like India can be flexible at all.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I would never say no in diplomacy. It depends how the situation evolves after this. I think both countries are going to take a breather right now. Another round of talks is scheduled in August, at the end of August. So let's see, what happens then. Does India go for the talks? Does the US send a team for talks to India as scheduled? Or do both countries want a pause in the dialogue? The tariffs are supposed to kick in on 27th of August.
Well, talking is...
tariffs. So they're not
talking is always a good start, that's for sure.
So, I would never say never. As a diplomat, you can't rule out. But I would say that under the threat of tariffs, I don't think India is a country which is immediately going to say, no, we came in.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much for your time and for coming on the show today. We'll have to leave it there. Ambassador Meera Shankar, thank you very much.